Hello YouTube, Caleb from NatoCaloGaming here today playing Paradox Interactive's newest strategy game, Stellaris, which is a 4x space-like EU4 CK2. It's pretty much like what your average Paradox game. So obviously yeah, it's a 4x game, so it's expand, exploit, exterminate, whatever the other one is. It's like I said, it's essentially E4 but in space. So I've been looking forward to this game for a long time now, probably a year when it was announced. I don't really know when it was announced, but like Hearts of Iron 4, I've been waiting for this as well. Me and Nato have been waiting for this, and now we've finally played it. I didn't make a video just yet, as I didn't want the game to be too buggy at the start. There's a lot of bugs that were addressed, obviously, but what bugs don't you have at the start of the game? Anyway, so how this game works, you actually create your nation. So, you don't pick, obviously there's no galactic history yet, but, so what you do, you create your species, as I've done here. I've created these 3 species so far, so Great Ricardin Clan, which is a cat-like mammalian, materialist kind of, civilization. I made sort of saying Helix, which is essentially I just wanted to make a little elite. This is the elites from Halo, and I decided that I want to make a a little spin-off like species for that. I haven't actually played as that yet, and this is my current species that I'm playing as, the NatoCaloGaming Academy, which is a more like militaristically scientific, so yeah, scientific directorate. It's more like I don't know how to explain it, like, so fanatic materialist, so they fight for knowledge, I guess. I don't know, it's just a more like enlightening government and stuff like that. Anyway, so yeah, you can create your own species. You can use any of these Paradox ones, so some interesting ones: United Nations of Earth, Commonwealth of Man, kind of New World Order-ish. Then there's all these other weird species, avian, mollusk, and this little thing. So I decided we will create our own species today. So I don't know how far this Let's Play will go. I might not actually finish it, but this is just to have a look. You know what? Yeah, we'll just have a look. I might not make my own species. I may. Actually, you know what? Let's go for it. So obviously you can pick from you can pick from 6. Soon to be, I feel like there's going to be a tree species, I don't know, tree or species thing, I don't know what to call it. So there's 6 little categories you can choose from. Mammalian, which is obviously humans. Yeah, this is the cat thing I've found before. You have some pretty weird things, but yeah, they're all relatively mammalian. Then you have your reptile section, which obviously contains more reptilian kind of thing. Avian, which is bird-like. So there's like this bird in a freaking oxygen mask thing, I don't know. Then you have your arthropods, which are insects essentially. You have like this massive cockroach. And then you have your mollusks, this is the one from the Makachi before. You have like these kind of faces, which is kind of weird. Then you have your fungoids, which is a very interesting selection of life forms, intelligent life, not too sure. And obviously this is the blorg from Paradox Interactive's famous little play thing. So I thought today we'll create a mammalian. You know what? Mollusks. We will be this. They don't have a name, but we will be this thing. We'll give it a name soon. We can actually change, so you can change the colors of your species, obviously. I feel like we should go with a purple. Sounds nice, and you can also change the clothes. So this looks really sick. I'm gonna use that, and we'll just do male. I guess no real difference. And this is the name of the ruler. Doesn't really mean anything. Let's just do Shih Tzu. There you go. So let's name our species. Alright. Think of a name. I'll think of something from Star Wars. Shizan. It's not from Star Wars, but Spire. Zani. There you go. So what you can do, you can, obviously we've made our appearance, we've chosen our species, we've named our ruler of course, and we can name our species. So we named our species the Shi-Zan. What we can do now is choose our name list for things like our leaders, our planets, our fleets, our ships. I feel like we should go for something more like, what will be a Will Molluscoid? Let's just pick, there's like 3 different sets, so you want to pick that. Let's pick 3, Molluscoid 3, there you go. And a ship prefix, let's choose NCG, why not? You don't have to have one, but you know. And these are our racial traits, so the traits of our species. So we can pick anything, we can actually pick, it's kind of like, it's a lot like the CK2 trait system. So we can actually pick some very bad ones, or not very bad, but you know, very like bad ones, and get an extra point. That would leave us with more trait points, but less trait picks obviously. So what I like to pick, I'm not very into like slavery, it's not really a profitable thing for me. And I'm also repugnant, like I feel like, or even solitary, like it really doesn't, you know, solitary. -5 happiness, other species happiness -1, you know, it doesn't really affect me. Now we can pick 2, we can either pick 1, 4, so I feel like very strong here, army damage, +40, minerals +10, that's a lot. Or we can pick 2 of these good ones here. So intelligent, obviously that's really good. I think I'll pick that. That means we can pick one more, okay, one more little skill. Okay, we cannot pick one of them. So we have to pick a 2 if we want that full, leader skill levels +1, adaptive. I feel like I want to go adaptive, because I don't really need anything of them now that I have like that. I can usually, maybe I should go adaptive just to boost that. You know what? Adaptive. So we are intelligent, adaptive, but we're also decandent and repugnant, that's okay, I don't mind. Now let's go on our ruler. We've done our ruler, that doesn't matter. Okay, let's go. So now we can choose our preferred world. This is our home, this is what our home world will be. Now, so say if we chose a Arctic world, the further away we get from so say we found a desert world, we would obviously be not suited to that. So as you can see here, arid world, 20%. So it would be very hard for us to colonize worlds further away from an Arctic. So ocean world and tundra world, they're okay. If we found an Arctic world, that would be very good. If we found a continental and arid world, not the best, but you know, they're not too far away. And the desert world just like doesn't make sense. So obviously we're molluscoid, we look pretty, we want some water, maybe tundra. I've never actually done tundra. Maybe we just go straight ahead and do tropical. You know, tropical. Yeah, let's do tropical. We can choose this. Oh, this is the art of us, so it doesn't really affect it. It's just, you know, the art. I think we'll do something like we'll do an arthropod city. Arthropod, yeah, that's right. Oh, we haven't named our planet. We can obviously name our planet. I think we'll call it the Zan. That's coming from our species name. And we'll call our star the Shi. And that's a Zan. So our star name is Shi. In fact, yeah. The Shi. So we can either choose our starting solar system. This doesn't really matter. That determines the layout. So like where the planets are and stuff. You can do the Deneb. I don't really know what that is. And the solar system, which is obviously our solar system. But we are going to do random. That's going to be fun. See appearance, we've done that. Okay, I don't know why that's still red. Okay, apparently I can't choose the decandent. Okay, well we'll just go, where's that one? Solitary, there you go. Don't know what that was about. So now we can pick our government and ethics for our nation. So this chooses whether this is pretty much, these are our like traits, like in CK2, you have your So our species can either be a militaristic race, and we'll be able, and it also impacts what government type we can choose. So obviously if you're a xenophobe and a pacifist, you can choose a lot of these what are these? Peaceful little democracy kind of things. But if you're xenophile, militarist, if you're a militarist, you get to choose a lot of these militaristic ones. And if we did collectivist, obviously there's a lot less. The main ones are probably these cross ones here. So you have materialist, militarist, pacifist. They decide what you do. So I feel like our species would be a very xenophile. We'll be very, very friendly with each other. In fact, no, we will be spiritualist and militarist. So we will fight for the. We can actually pick one more. You know what? We will pick militarist. No. Oh, we can't. Okay, that's okay. You know what? Militarist and xenophile. Pick them. They're good. Okay, so we're xenophile, so we like other aliens, but we're also militarists. So I don't know if that will work. In fact, maybe we should. No, it doesn't work. Maybe you should either go. I feel like we should go fanatic materialist. So we like other people, but we also like we like money and stuff. So now we can choose our government type. Either we go despotic hegemony, scientific director, which is what I had with that other one before, or direct democracy. So obviously they have their own little advantages. Survey speed, research speed, core sector planets. You know, they all have their advantages and disadvantages. I'm leaning a bit towards the direct or indirect democracy, because core sector planets would be very useful. Means we won't have to create more sectors. Leader skill levels. Maybe. You know what? Core sector planets, so we can hold on to. Seeming we're fanatic materialists want to, you know, keep hold of them. Now this is when we create our name. You know, our empire name. So we will be the Stellar Empire. Wait, the Stellar Eternal Empire. We'll call it ourselves Eternal Shizu. What is it? What are we? No, we're the Shizan. Were we? Are we? Sorry, completely. We're the Shizan. That's right. Shizan, Eternal Shizan Empire. There you go. Shizan. Okay. Next. Now we can choose our flag. Zoological. Okay. I feel like something going round. You know, we'll have something like this. This is like the Aperture Science logo. Maybe something pointy. Human? Ornate? I don't know what ornate means. Oh, it's like something like that. Pirate. I think we'll go blocky. Let's go blocky. Here you go. Choose something like that. All that. We'll choose a love heart. Okay, round. You know what? We'll just stick with. Ooh, this is so hard. Okay, yeah, we'll stick with that. That looks really cool. Or maybe this. Yeah, we'll stick with this. So the primary color is over here, as you can see. We'll just do a round thing here. Maybe we'll just do a full. This chooses our nation color, so, or empire color, so I feel like I want to be a bit of a blue. That sounds nice. Okay, we will be a blue. Starting weapons. Okay, so obviously, like, late in the game, we can actually research these other, whichever one we don't pick, but obviously we want to choose something to start with. So space-to-space missiles, they have excellent range, but they're very vulnerable they're pretty vulnerable. Projectile weapons, they're very good against shields, and energy weapons are good at, projectile are good at armor, and energy weapons are good at destroying shields. So it really depends on what we want to like focus on. Um, I feel like we should, late in the game, we do end up getting a lot of energy. You know, just a lot of almost all ships have shields, so I feel like we should start with the energy. You know, to get those started up. Now this is the FTL methods. So you can either choose a warp travel, which is just traveling normally. You can travel freely, but it's relatively slow. There's either hyperspace travel, which you can only travel in certain lanes, kind of like Star Wars hyperspace. And obviously it's a bit different, like you want bit different, you know, places you want to go in. And then there's wormhole, which makes you want to build a wormhole travel base in your home system, and then you have to build one wherever you want to go to make a link and stuff. I don't really know much about it. I think for now we'll just do warp travel. That's the one I understand. Maybe later I will have to try that out. Now these are our ships. I think I'll go arthropod ship. They look so cool. I'll just use that. And we are pretty much done. The Eternal Shizan Empire, Red Lasers, Warp Travel, Zan, Tropical World. We're done. And I feel like this is a very good empire. We have saved this empire. We're done. And now we're going to get into a game. So I don't really like. You know what? I feel like we should do a tiny game, not just because this game probably won't go for that long, but we'll make 5 friends. So we'll have 5 empires to the whole game. Advanced, so difficulty normal, allowed FTL method. We'll just do any, so anyone can use warp, what was it? Hyperspace, warp, drive, or wormhole. So everyone can use that. So we'll just do a tiny one, just to, you know, just for this little let's play. Anyway, let's jump into a game.